Welcome everybody. Today we're going to talk to the wonderful Hemma Allman from Austria, founder of Vibrational Life, a company for personal and spiritual growth and development. And thank you for having the pleasure and getting value, sharing your knowledge today, Emma.
It's my pleasure to be on. Thank you for asking me to do the video and the interview.
It's funny how the universe orchestrate things. We actually met in Never Work Again in London, I think, first time.
Yes. The Never Work Again seminar in London, exactly.
Yeah. And let's just dive right into it, I think. So why are you passionate for and think it's so important for people to live their purpose?
You know, especially during these times, since 2012 and 13 onwards, we shifted into a new era, into the era of Aquarius. And every 2,150 years, we shift into a new cycle, into a new era. And only in 2012, there happened a huge universal shift. And that shift is contributing to raising the consciousness and awareness of all beings in the entire universe and on this planet. And people are literally forced to raise their awareness and to raise their vibration and their consciousness during these stages, because everything is contributing for the growth and the evolution of this planet and all beings. And there is definitely a shift happening. People are opening their eyes, people are opening their minds and their hearts, and they realize that there is a lot of corruption, a lot of lies that are going on this world, and people have been closing their eyes for hundreds and thousands of years. But all of this is now being lifted, and people realize, holy wow, like I've been living in a matrix of lies and of just lower vibrational energies of fear. And people are waking up to that, and they're realizing that I can't go on like that anymore. It's time for changes. It's time to break through these energetic barriers of fear, of corruption and wars and all of it. And it's time for every one of us to truly do what we came here to do. And we all carry a purpose in our hearts, the reason why we came here. And in order to truly unleash happiness and fulfillment on all levels, you need to start doing what you came here to do. There is no other way.
Wonderful answer. So
is that clear? Is that clear? Did that answer your question?
Yeah, I totally think it does.
Okay.
Then of course it's like maybe for a personal level of feeling good and feeling your, and I think it's a really good answer. And if someone would need thinks you missed something out, they can just ask you later, because we will link to you so they can find you.
They can always reach out.
So for people that take their first step out into the unknown, because it's a totally new world, your family, your friends maybe not be on the path that you might have feel like the urge, the little tingle, like, okay, I need to change something. Something is pulling me. What do they need to do to start their journey? Like, what's some of the first steps they can do
To start living their purpose?
yeah, and like try, is it for me, or what's like a little test for them?
So what I can say from my own experience, and also from what I've seen of other people who really stepped into their purpose, there is one thing in common, and it's that those people, they're not afraid to try and fail, to try and fail, to try and fail. And it's about taking chances and just going out there and making as many experiences as possible. You know, just try out and play and try and play and try and play until you figure out what you don't want and what you do want. So I realized a big part of getting clarity of what you truly want in your life is you sometimes need the contrast. You need to experience what you don't want, what is not aligned to you, to then get clarity of what you do want to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I can just really say to anyone who is tired of where they are right now, or whether they feel stuck or unhappy in a job or profession or with life in general, if you don't change, nothing's going to change. If you stay in that job, if you stay in that business that you don't like, if you stay in your flat, in your home, in your country, and you're not happy, or a relationship with someone that you're not happy with, it's not going to change until you make a change. And whatever that is, you know, if you don't take action, everything's going to stay the same. So in order to really get into changing your life and finding your true passion and your purpose, it's gotta come from you. And you have to come to a point where you say, it's enough, you know, it's enough. I'm tired of living like that. And you need to take full self-responsibility to say, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to really step up and make a change. And if I have to leave my home, I'm gonna do that. If I have to leave that relationship, I'm gonna do it. If I have to leave the job, I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna do it with all the faith that I can possibly accumulate. Even if I'm scared, even if I don't see the entire route ahead of me, but I know in order to change anything, I've got to make the very first step. And after making that very first step, you will see the second step and the third step and the fourth step and on and on. But you just gotta make action and change your situation. And it's gotta come from you.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to get over the mountain because it might be a promised land there, but you can't see it because you're not on the top.
Exactly.
It really is like you get on that hill, now you can see a bit farther, you get on that and a little bit farther. And I totally agree with you. And I think something that's important to know is that you might fall back into bad habits and get pulled back a little bit, but don't give up like that. It's not the end of the world. You can still pull yourself up and keep going. It's not like, okay, I took a first step and then I failed and now I didn't make it. It's over. Just keep going, even though you fail, fall back. It will take a bit of time to get used to it and stuff.
You know, I believe most people, they attach a very negative meaning with failure. But in my view and in my experiences, you gotta fail forward, if that makes sense. Because just think of a baby who starts to walk or who starts to run. It's falling down every second, right? It gets up, it falls down, it gets up, it falls down. But in the process of falling down, that's when the baby gets all the strength to actually start walking. So you must fail, you have to fail, and do it. Just go for it. Because with every failure, you get stronger and you master your gifts more. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's just like going to the gym. The first time you have no idea what you're doing and you feel silly and you feel stupid or whatever it is. But as long as you don't give up and you keep pushing that muscle and you keep training that muscle, it's just going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. And that's with every failure, with every time something doesn't work out, you just fine tune it and you adjust and you readjust until it works out and until you get better and better and better in the process. You know, there is no perfectionism anymore. Like when I started my company with Gabriel, I discovered that, wow, I have so much perfectionism inside of me. And that perfectionism is stopping me from truly enjoying the process. And then I was like, you know what? No more. I'm enough the way I am. And I'm just gonna let loose, you know, and allow yourself to fail, because that failure is it's just making things more natural, you know? You're more flowing with it. You do not judge yourself for making failures. And every time you fail, you learn something.
Yeah.
And that is very, very important to understand that.
How was it for you? Is your family understanding and friends around you, or did you have to like go through a lot of like, what are you doing, Hemma? Why
Oh,
don't you just
yes.
get a normal job and like live like us other people?
I heard that question many, many times, Max.
Yeah.
So I remember I'm 26 now, and my birthday was just like a month ago. And I remember when I finished my A levels in Austria, that's like pre-graduation. I was 19 by then. I moved to London because I was like, I do not want to go to university. It doesn't feel right. I do not want to work for somebody. It doesn't feel right. So what I did is like, I always wanted to go to London. And I cannot really tell you why, but it was a feeling, an intuitive impulse I had inside of me, go to London, go to London. And I just took all my savings that I had and I took the plane and I went to London. And I stayed there for a month, figuring out where am I gonna go from here. And I started doing regular jobs, you know. I was working for people, but I was always on a commission. It was always on a commission-based salary. So it was kind of being your own boss in a sense, because the effort you put in is what you get paid. It makes sense.
Yeah.
But I remember many times where with my family or people around me, they would not understand my path. They would not understand my decision. And many times, like my grandma, my mother, pretty much everyone in the beginning, but that's already now 3 or 4 years ago. But that's really when I started to really change my life and really break out of that norm of what you're supposed to do, right? And I had many people telling me like, hey, like, what are you actually doing with your life? Like, you don't have a job or you don't work for somebody like everyone else does. And you're just traveling and you don't even go to university. I had many times where close relatives would tell me that. And back then I had many times where that would hurt me. And I was like, you know what? You don't see my worth. You don't really care for my happiness. You do not understand me because you're not walking in my shoes. So why are you judging it, you know? But I also understood now, after really evolving through these stages, that every person who was doubting me or every person who was questioning my decisions, they were helping me to grow and to get stronger in the process.
Yeah.
You know? And I always say there is no one. And I'm going to explain that a little bit more. So every person you speak to, they're just a mirror of yourself. So these people were a mirror for myself, for my own insecurities and for my own limiting beliefs. And no one is showing up in your life for no reason. You attracted every single situation, you attracted every single person. And they actually help you to get stronger, and they help you to step into your own power. And once I realized that, I could forgive every single person. And once I realized that they were just contributing to my growth, I could really make peace with it, you know? And that is an important thing. And I mean, so far I've been very blessed on my journey, and I was just always following my heart and my gut. And if it doesn't feel right, I'm not going to do it. And it has been always leading me to the most beautiful synchronicities, meeting the right people at the right time, and really also stepping into my purpose, into my truth, and into my power. And that's really what happens when you follow what you have in here, and when you stop attaching to what you hear and see in the outer world.
We're going to talk about that a little bit more later in this interview, but that is one of the big signs, I think, when you start that journey of just how people enter your life in such amazing timing, and from in places where you totally didn't expect to find them.
Exactly.
It's really interesting. So if you ask people how they really feel, maybe they say they feel good or great because that's all they ever known, you know. And yeah, can you describe what awaits them? Will they feel better? How will their life shift when they start to live in their truth and the growth?
Everything. Like when you live in your own truth, that is for me the ultimate level of self-realization, if that makes sense. Every one of us, every conscious being, we strive to be our most authentic and our most truthful version at all times. And when you live according to what you know inside is true for yourself, everything shifts. Like you meet the people who are aligned with you. You meet the people who operate in truth and authenticity. And you start really attracting a lot of abundance and happiness into your life. And all lower vibrational experiences, situations, and people, they will just simply fall away because they cannot keep up with that energy that you're on. Because when you operate from a level of truth and authenticity, and you just go for what you have inside of you, you raise your energy to such a high level. And you're gonna have an energy that is reflecting love, that is reflecting truth, that is reflecting authenticity, integrity. And these are all very high vibrational energies, you know. And it's literally when you live according to your truth, you shoot from here all the way up to higher dimensions of awareness and consciousness. And on the same time, when you shoot up, those things that are not shooting with you, they're going to be left behind. So all negativity, all low vibrational energies, people around you, situations, they will simply fall away. And you will attract the right people who match your high frequency, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's some new age, like not university, but it's called Mind Valley. They make T-shirts. It's called like bend reality, because it's almost like you're bending a reality when you start to get the flow of this.
Exactly, and that's what it is about. Because truly, I was taking ayahuasca in Peru 2 months ago. I don't know if you're familiar with ayahuasca.
Not yet.
Okay, so it's a plant medicine. It's a plant medicine, and it's opening up your vision, your third eye. It's opening up everything, and you can have out of body experiences, and you see everything for what it truly is. You see it from such a high viewpoint, and you can literally leave your mind. So you become one with the entire multiverses and universes. But that's an entire topic for itself.
Yeah.
But what happened during ayahuasca and how it is aligned with what we speak about is I was seeing that in this on this planet, but also the entire universal system and multiverses, there are infinite realities happening at the same time, all at once. So if you can think about that, you just said bending reality and shifting reality, right? We literally have around us on an energetic level, you cannot see it with your physical eyes, but it's there. And when you take plant consciousness like ayahuasca, you can see it. You can see the energy around you. You can see the matrix around you, everything. And there are infinite realities on top of each other happening at the same time. You have the scarcity reality, you have the abundance reality, you have the victim reality, you have the creator reality. It's all around us happening at the very same time. And when you step up and when you say, I'm ready for a new reality and I'm gonna make a change, you literally leave the victim reality and you step up into a higher reality, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So I think we covered a little bit of it, but at times on this journey, even though how wonderful it is, and the whole planet is in a shift, but we're not totally there yet, and it's a lonely road sometimes. I think you can agree on that. And the old familiar will sometimes have a pull in your heart, like, oh, it would be nice to just do that. For me right now, I can feel that sometimes, but then I also feel, then I'm visualizing myself back there and I'm like, oh, fuck no. Because, yeah, but how can you handle your mind when that's like, when thoughts like that? Do you have any tips, like how do you handle your when you get old habit thoughts patterns disturbing your mind?
I see what you mean. And that is the key. The mind is truly the key for everything. When there is no enemy inside of you, which is the mind, there is no enemy outside of you. And truly, the only thing that I've been realizing more and more over the last months and over my journey is the only thing that is truly stopping people is the mind. And it's the mind that is not controlled. It's the mind being controlled by the outside world, you know. And if you can master your mind, you can master anything in your life. And the thing really is about, especially what we've been doing the last months or the last year, I would say, really before starting Vibrational Life, we had to do so much inner work. We had to really shed so many layers that were not aligned with who we truly were. So think about it like this. When you're born in this world, you're fresh. You are like a new completely empty software. And you can, or people around you, this world leaves thoughts, patterns. You open like a sponge, you know. And that's why so much of what is going on in our lives now as adults or as young adults is connected to our early childhood, you know. And it is important to make peace with whatever happened in your childhood, whether it was traumatized or very, very shocking experiences that are still somewhere stuck in your subconscious and in your mind. It's about clearing it. It's about healing it. It's about letting it go and making peace. In order for you to really step into your power and to clear the mind, from my own experience, I can say that it is very essential to do a lot of past healing. Like, make peace with your past, make peace with everything that you're still holding on to subconsciously or consciously.
Mm.
And that will literally free your mind. And when your mind is free, you are free. And when your mind is free and you are free, you can create anything. And you will not have any limitations in the mind anymore. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, and I totally agree. And that's something I'm working on now, because it can really disturb you. And sometimes you feel like you have forgiven and let it go, but it still comes back somehow. So you really have to do that work intensively, and how do you say it, from the bottom to the top, every little inch. Fix
Yes.
it good, because it's going to destroy for your future growth and thriving success.
Yeah.
um,
What I also want to share is about really how to get free of the mind and how to heal your mind and heal the thoughts and the patterns, because that's what you asked, right?
mm,
Is one thing that really helped me a lot was plant consciousness, cannabis, smoking marijuana. All of these plants, they really help you to break free from the mind. And I know that a lot of people still believe that they are drugs or they're just recreational drugs, but it's not true. It depends on how you use them. And I have a lot of respect for plants, for plant consciousness. And plants have an awareness. Plants are living, a living consciousness on this planet. And if you take them with respect, they will give you what you need, and they can give you the healing that you need. And I was able to do a lot of releasing and a lot of healing and clearing with the help of plant consciousness, like ayahuasca, like mushrooms, like cannabis. It really helps you if you have the right intention to really heal.
yeah, I think I can agree with you there, but it's easily in the modern world that people just do it because they're bored, they're not on their purpose, not on their journey. They just do it like a bad addiction in the wrong sense.
Yes.
I totally think it's something there, yeah.
Yeah. It
Uh,
depends on the intention, because when plant consciousness shows you what you need to see, but many people, they're not aware of that, and they just use it to, I don't know, to have a good laugh or whatever it is. But you can literally speak to plants. You can speak to plants and tell them, hey, this is my intention. And it's about having that connection, the respect to the plants. And that's what I discovered. And they will help you.
it's very interesting.
Yeah.
We have to talk more about that, but not right now. um, and you've been on your journey now for a while, and you just finished a major trip for about 6 months. And can you tell us some about, you told us a little bit, but some more of your discoveries and insights, and some of the events. I looked at an interview with Gabriel when you were in Egypt with a lady
Yeah.
there. It was very insightful. Please enlighten us.
Yeah, sure. So Gabriel and me, we've been on a journey since last July, actually. And we went to Australia, we went to Bali, and then we came back to my flat to Austria for 2 months. And then we had another journey that lasted 6 months. So altogether, we've been traveling for around 8-9 months.
Amazing.
But we didn't just travel to any random places. We had a structure and an order. And I don't know if you ever heard about the chakra places on the planet. Are you familiar with that?
One more time.
Our body, we have energy centers, right?
And you mean like the Earth chakra stations?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we as humans, we have chakras. We have like the third eye, we have the throat chakra, the heart, energy centers, right?
Yeah.
And everything, we are connected to this planet. We are connected to the trees, to the plants, to Mother Earth, to everything. And also this planet, Mother Earth, she has energy centers, which are the chakra points. So these are specific locations on this planet with a very, very powerful healing energy. And we went to Australia, into the desert, where there is the Ayers Rock, Uluru. And Uluru is the energy center for the solar plexus, the power center, the solar plexus. We went there to that chakra point. Then we went to Peru, the Lake Titicaca, which is the highest lake in the world, on over 4,000 meters altitude height. And this was the sacral chakra, the life force energy chakra, which is the second from the bottom up. Then we went to Egypt, and in Egypt, where the pyramids are, that's the location of the throat chakra, the voice. So we've been traveling, and also to a lot of powerful sites. Like you've been recommending me one of them, right?
Yeah, but what's the name of that now again? I don't remember.
Big Taj in Bulgaria.
Yeah, a friend of mine recommended that, and I recommended it to you.
Exactly, and I'm very glad that you did, and that was just another synchronicity, because we went there, and there are just certain areas on this planet that carry a lot of extremely high energy, and when you just go there, you take in that energy, and you literally become one with it. It's like an energy exchange. So you go to these places and you just soak it all in. And what that does to you on an energetic basis, it just like releases everything that is stuck inside of your system. And this journey was an incredible and intense healing, self-empowering journey, because we went to specific sites, healing sites, stone circles that have been on this planet for millions of years, and there's a lot of sacred energy stored there, from, like, if you know Machu Picchu, for example.
Yeah, it sounds familiar, but I don't remember exactly.
So Machu Picchu is just another, it was a city built on the top of the mountains. Like,
yeah, I think I know now, yeah.
Millions, hundreds of thousands of years ago. And these tribes, they had advanced technology. These tribes, they were spiritually so evolved that no one on our planet at this stage is where they used to be. They were on such a high level. They had so much knowledge, so much wisdom. And all of that knowledge and wisdom is still stored on an energetic level at these places. So when you go there, you connect with that energy, and it allows you to heal, it allows you to evolve, and it allows you to really make a huge step forward on your own evolution.
Yeah.
So it was very transformative, this journey, and very empowering and very healing.
We are very curious, horse. Emma, what's your dreams? Is it many? Is it one big? Where are you heading with your intentions now, with your company and everything?
So our intention for our company, Viberational Life, is, I wouldn't even use the word company. I like the word purpose. That's my purpose, or that's my baby.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, your baby. I like that, actually. That's nice.
Yeah. The intention for Vibrational Life is to really raise the vibration and consciousness of this planet and the people, humanity as a whole. And the intention is to really have transformative programs for people to help them reconnect to their own truth, reconnect to their own authenticity, and start finally living really their purpose and their mission. And it's a company, it's a purpose that really empowers others to stop settling for less and to really starting to step up and unleash what they truly want to do with their life. And to really help them connect to their purpose and to their mission. And it's also a company for light workers, people who are really here with a mission, and they know, for people who know, hey, I've been put on this planet for a mission, but I'm not quite sure yet what that is. So we're also here to help people reconnect and remember what they came here to do.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, and that's the hardest thing sometimes. Something is pulling you, but you are not skilled enough to dive into yourself to find it yourself.
No, it's not about that. That's again the mind. That's the mind saying, I'm not skilled enough. Do you see that?
Yeah.
You see? And it's when you believe the mind, that's when you stay where you are. Because the mind is saying, oh, you're not good enough, you're not skilled enough, you're not this enough. You just got to say, shut the F up, you know? I am good enough and I'm going to do that.
Yes.
Does that make sense? But that's why people stay where they are, because they believe their own mind. And when you hear the thoughts, I'm not good enough, I'm not skilled enough, it's not your thoughts. It's the outer world that conditioned your mind to believe that way. But it's not true. It's not who you are. Who you are is an unlimited, infinite being with the potential to create any reality that you desire. But in order to do that, you have to rise above the mind. Does that make sense?
Yes.
The mind will always keep you here in that lower vibrational dimension. But when you can rise above the mind and you say, hey, this is not true, I know that I can do that. And you come back from here, from the heart, you rise above the mind. And that's when things start to change immediately. But it's about freeing the mind. It's about really staying centered in here and to not let the small mind, the monkey brain, the monkey mind, convince you that you're a loser. Does that make sense? You have to start controlling the mind again. And that takes effort in the beginning. It's like a rocket, like a rocket that starts to shoot up into the universe. It takes 95% of strength in the beginning to rise up. But once it was rising up, it's just floating and there's no more effort. And that's the same with the mind. In the beginning, it takes a lot of effort, 95%. But once you break through a certain area, through a certain level, it just is effortless. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think when you start your journey, you will always have challenges, but you will also recognize, like many big speakers says, like the universe is on your side. It's not against you. It will test you. It will give you the challenges you need to grow in all different ways, but it's on your side.
Exactly.
Do we have any last question? Yeah. How do people get in contact with you? Do you teach people from the whole world or only
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Vibrational Life is for the entire world. It's a global company, and our intention is to reach as many people on this planet who are ready to step up and who are ready to really awaken and see the truth and connect to their own truth, and are ready to really unleash their purpose and say, hey, you know what? I deserve to have a happy life, to do what I really enjoy, and to also really sustain myself with my mission and my life purpose. Like whatever you're passionate about, whether you enjoy cooking or you enjoy working with animals or you care for the environment, or maybe you have the greatest solutions to really solve the biggest problems on this planet. It's all inside of you. It's inside of every single one of us. But in order to really make that happen, you have to say, I'm ready. I'm ready to really unleash my purpose. I'm ready to start living my mission. And it's about making the choice. And once you make the choice, the universe will really support you and direct you. But it's going to come from you. You got to say, okay, I'm ready. You got to say, hey, I'm ready. And just speak with the universe. Put it out there and say, hey, help me. I'm ready, but guide me. And trust me, in the most miraculous ways, you will receive the answers that you need. You know?
Yeah.
So the best way to find me is over my Facebook group, which is called Unleashing Your Life Purpose. So you can find me there. You can also find me just with my normal name, Hemma Allman on Facebook, or you can find me on my homepage of Vibrational Life.
Yes, and I will also post a link down below so you can easily find it. And if you don't know how to find it there, just write to me on Facebook, Max Thorin or something. And thank you very, very much, Hemma. It's been really eye-opening. And I hope this interview will be seen for a lot of people because it's amazing value.
Thank you so much, Max. I appreciate it.
Well, bye-bye.
Goodbye,
Have a wonderful day.
Have
Namaste.
a good day. Namaste.